All right, we'll get going here. Good evening. Welcome to what's the date, Greg?
August 4th.
August 4th, 2025 meeting of the Marshfield Planning Board. The time is now 7:01 p.m. Tonight's meeting is being recorded by MCTV, and we are holding a live remote meeting via Zoom. Our members here tonight are Katie O'Donnell, Nick Papastratis, Fred Monaco, Kevin Cantwell. I'm Mike Viviano, the chair. Currently do not have an associate member. If anyone's interested in applying, we are taking applications right now. Also with us tonight is Greg Guimon, our town planner, and Karen Horner, assistant town planner. At this time, I'll make a motion to waive the reading of the public notice and open the hearing. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
It's Katie. Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Fred?
Fred Monaco, aye.
Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. All right. First thing on the agenda tonight is a discussion of Chapter 40B.
All right.
So Mike, Kevin had asked to have this on. This is the current GLAM map, which shows the areas that have been, Karen had done the map. She can explain how she did the map. We're still a little shy of what we need, probably about 500 acres. But we do have a number of parcels that are being looked at from a town meeting vote for possible acquisition because they haven't paid the taxes on the properties. Kevin, do you want to say anything? And then we'll.
Yeah, I had asked. I mean, Karen. I was talking to Karen a while back, and she had mentioned about CLAM, and she was done some of the work. And I know years ago CPC actually paid for a CLAM study, study or whatever. And as Karen mentioned to me that the only time we can present our GLAM calculations to the state is within 15 days of receiving a 40B application. All right. So we don't have any 40B applications coming forward right now. And we got a little break in the action because of the current, Madeira 2 and some other projects. But I just thought it'd be good to have it on here. And I also, thought it'd be better that for EOCH to ELD or DHCD, whatever they call themselves now, that the towns could be proactive and submit, and say, look, where do we stand so we know? Because I know Braintree recently lost a case because they did their calculations wrong or something. But I just think it'd be good for us to know, as a town, and I think it'd be fair, fair for developers looking and say, hey, Marshfield's already got safe harbor with CLAM, so that they leave us alone. So I did talk to Pat O'Connor, Senator O'Connor's office, and they will look into, possibly seeing if EOCLD would be interested in allowing something like that. I said, within 45 days, because Karen can explain, it's not a simple process. I mean, Karen, it's kind of cumbersome. So I think, 45 days, they should be able to turn it around. But anyways, I'll let Karen take it from there.
Okay, well, the map that Greg put up was actually from what I did in 2023. That was saying that the GLAM was at 1.27. We have to be at 1.5 to qualify for the safe harbor under GLAM. Since that time of running that map, we have acquired the Red Gold Farm, 111 acres, and the Davidson land of 39 acres, and Mill Creek and Ferry Street 40B were approved. So that changes the calculation, and by my estimation, it's about 1.43 right now. To do the calculation, you take the entire town land area minus any water bodies, and then you subtract town-owned land, not land under a CR or anything, but actually owned by the town. So the total land area without any water bodies and town-owned land, it gets down to about 9,869 acres. And of that, 1.5 needs to be dedicated to affordable housing. And that land then is prorated to either the 25% of a development if it's ownership. If it's rental, it all counts, but only the land that's actively maintained counts. So, that's where there's some estimates involved when I do the GIS calculation to come up with the numbers. The state will not give information on any of the mental health facilities that may be in town. I was able to get some idea of those and have included those. But as Kevin said, traditionally, the law says that you can request it immediately after receiving an application, and then you have the time. So I forget how long they give you to calculate it, and they will give you the secret information of mental health or social services sites, and then you can submit that. But there are a lot of estimates around the affordable housing land area that they count. So that gets into whether or not they will approve it or not. So with us being at 1.43 now, I believe that we would need another 440 acres of town land to get to 1.5%, assuming no other additional affordable units. The owner's unknown search that was funded through CPC was for 376 acres, but there's no guarantee that we actually successfully acquire all of that land. But so I don't know if you had any questions or had any.
So once we
No,
hit,
I just wanted to bring it forward. I mean, I kind of understand some of it. I know, EOLHAC or whatever it is, I understand the stuff, where they want to withhold some of the information, but it'd be good for people to know where we stand. We know that we stand with the 10%, so I think, this is another tool for us to figure out, those pieces, so.
yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Kevin. Karen, just so I understand, if we hit that number, is that the same as hitting your 10% affordable housing number?
Yes, yes, and then it would be less likely to change, but it could still change if something happened to one of the complexes. I don't know what, but let's just say there was a fire at something and it's no longer a viable, affordable place anymore, then that would change. So, but people like the glam seems more long term, but like I said, anything could happen.
How could the MBTA law affect all this?
Well, that would be more housing units.
Yeah, we'd be
So
going negative on that then.
after the next census, it would change it, yes.
Okay.
Which is why the land area is the better calculation.
Okay, Greg, where are we with MBTA? Where does the town stand with that?
Well, that's an agenda item in a few minutes.
Okay,
The
you took
one
the
thing I
agenda down,
did,
can't see it.
the one thing I put it back up. We had a 7:05 public hearing for Marshfield Hills Estates. So if anybody's here for that, the applicant has requested that the planning board do not discuss it tonight because they want to spend more time reviewing the draft decision that was provided to them last week.
Okay, somebody just came in as we were saying that. Is the person on the phone here for Marshfield Hills Estate by any chance?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right,
So Mike, if you want to get the board to vote to continue the public hearing on Marshfield Hills Estates to August 18th.
all right, I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing for Marshfield Hills Estate until August 18th, 2025 at 7:05. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Thank you. Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Fred,
Fred Monaco, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Campbell, aye.
Mike Viviano, aye. All right, so we've done the discussion. We're going to continue the public hearing. There's no other public hearings below that, right?
Nope.
Okay. And now we're going to discussion on possible planning board sponsored zoning articles for fall.
Actually,
me.
can I just mention, sorry, just with GLAM, I hadn't. So I just wanted to point out, this seems like a push for continuing for the town to continue to acquire open space will help us get to that number. And so continuing to support open space acquisitions is what's going to help us keep
Yes.
local control over our zoning. So I just wanted to admit, I hadn't heard like open space specifically said. I just wanted to say, continue to support open space.
Yeah, so if anyone's out there looking to get rid of large tracts of land, the town is looking to purchase.
So Mike, on your question about the MBTA zoning,
Sure, thank you.
we do not know yet. The select board had an executive session and they've had a vote. We don't know what the vote is yet. From my discussions with the town attorney, Bob Galvin, and with the town administrator, both of them basically said, be ready to bring MBTA zoning back. So we have come up with a warrant submittal for the board to discuss. We have not changed the district. We could do some tinkering with the text if anyone desires. On my side, I would take it as this is our last chance for the town to choose where this is going to happen. If we lose the court case, I don't think we're going to be given an opportunity to pick where we want it. I think it will be picked for us. So on my side, I would much rather have the town have the opportunity to choose the location or locations versus having it chose for us. So that's articles A, B, and C of what I've sent you guys for possible submittal to the select board.
Greg, just a quick question on that.
Yeah.
Could somebody currently come in and put it wherever they want because we're not zoned for it?
I don't think so,
Okay.
because the state law was very specific about you had to choose based on these factors. You had to avoid the areas that they called excluded, and you had to try to stay away from the areas that they called sensitive. So that takes out, I mean, all of North Marshfield, there is no bus route or anything. There is no public transportation. There are no big commercial establishments up there. It primarily puts us on that 139 corridor, the downtown, et cetera. Brant Rock falls out because you got the flood zones, you got, a barrier beach zone, you've got multiple sensitive areas that make that area difficult. So that's kind of, my answer would be no. I don't see somebody just picking a random spot and coming in and saying, hey, I get to do this because you guys haven't done anything yet.
Greg,
Okay.
sorry, can I ask one question?
Please.
Following up to that. I know that the state had changed things since the last proposal that we brought forward, but under the state's MBTA communities, they don't require any affordability, correct? So the bylaw that we had proposed included the 10% so that any development that was done with this wouldn't generate the opening for development elsewhere in town.
Yes, and it's still in our draft, and the state didn't tell us we had to take it out. They actually give the communities that flexibility to say 10%. They don't let you go above 10% unless you do all kinds of extra calculations and stuff, which we have not done. We just went with the straight 10%.
Okay.
Which keeps us kind of level or neutral versus being putting us further in the hole. If we did not have that requirement, we would be getting further in the hole for 40B calculations.
Okay. I think that's an important aspect for people to understand.
Articles D, E, and F are making corrections to the coastal and inland wetlands definitions and maps. I do have the updated coastal map. Hold on one second, I'll get it up. Share. All right, can you guys see that?
We can.
All right, I'm going to zoom in just so you can see the colors and stuff. So the area that basically got corrected was the Green Harbor Marsh behind the dike. Our older map showed this whole area as inland wetland. The inland wetlands are the red areas in town. The green areas, you can see here south along the South River and stuff, you have marsh, so you have coastal areas. So this area was the biggest change in the map, and it was because back, I think it was.
Well, the bigger change also was it's the 2020 soils data instead of the 1969.
Yes. Yep. We did go back and Karen and I found it was a previous Merrill map. Was the last time that we saw it displayed correctly, meaning that area showing as a coastal versus an inland. And once that mistake had been made, it had been carried forth up until this point. And then Karen went and got the GIS, Mass GIS 2020 layer. And that's how we're correcting this, correct, Karen?
Yes, and we did the inland a year or so ago, but we
Yes.
didn't do the coastal. And
Yes.
so now we're just doing the whole thing together, just to make sure it's all set.
Any
Is that-
questions at that point?
So this will go into our zoning map to determine those. And did Andrew look at this, make sure we're good on the map?
Well, it is the Soil Conservation Service soil data.
Okay, so that's the newer one that was missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Article G fixes the DHCD with the EOHLC. Everywhere in the zoning bylaw that it references it, it would just change it to correct it. Article H fixes housing partnership and replaces it with the housing trust everywhere in the bylaw. And then I gave you 4 other possible changes for the table of use. I talks about number 16, retail service, retail and service. Number 16 is the gasoline sales, in which we had auto body like stuff. So it said automotive repair, gasoline sales, automotive service, garage, not including a junkyard, including the convenience goods, sales not limited to food, drug, and propriety. So the draft change would make it number 16, gasoline sales, automotive service station, but not including a junkyard or open space or abandoned cars or other vehicles, including the convenience section. Then we would add a next one, which would be probably number 17, but we would have to renumber everything. Automotive repair, auto body shop, or garage, not including a junkyard. And the reason we broke that out is because we've had problems with those things being cited in the WRPD, and they were called miscellaneous business instead of auto body repair. So that would correct that in that district. The next one down would be we don't allow the sale of autos in the industrial area, and this would allow this establishment of selling new and used autos, trucks, and new and used new auto accessories, motorcycles, and household trailers. Now, household trails is a very old thing. I think we would be better off calling them fifth wheels or RVs or something like that. But it would allow that category to happen in the industrial district, where we have the Kia dealer and they're putting in the second. It was supposed to be a Kia electric dealer, but I think they're going to make it something else now. And then the last one for you guys to consider was our airplane sales. We're in the B2, and I think we should put it that it's allowed in the industrial district, but it should be also allowed in the airport district, because I would think that's where, if you were going to buy a used airplane or a new airplane, you'd probably want to fly it versus just look at it in the showroom. So I think we should add airport to the list for where you could put airplane sales. So those are the suggestions for this year's submittal to the select board.
Hey, Greg, one thing when I was looking at it, the word motorcycles, did you guys catch that? It was spelled motorcyclers, res or something, RES.
Nope, I didn't catch that. Thank you.
You know, that's only, I was looking at motorcycles.
Will construct a new
I
curb
mean,
cut.
there's a couple
separate
places.
Street driveway leading to the new structure.
Can you mute them, please?
Out of the 50?
That would locate the driveway outside of the 50. That's correct.
Yes, so we'll go straight back.
There, I got them. Sorry.
Okay, any other questions from or comments from the board?
I was just gonna say, I think there are a couple other typos in it too. Like establishment.
Oh, and the table of uses. Okay.
Yeah, so I think just to look through it, I noticed that too. And would that, for automobiles and stuff, like the definition, would that include, I guess I'm seeing more of these kind of like small like
ATVs,
electric utility vehicles and stuff.
ATVs and stuff. Should we add something on that?
I mean, I don't love ATVs, but just to clarify that. But I think like where we're seeing some of these like road safe small
I think the term motor vehicle covers a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that there was some kind of an umbrella term instead of trying to define everything. Okay.
Is anyone from the public here for this? Okay, no one's here. Greg, are you looking to move these now, or do you want to come back and?
Well, you guys
When do we
would
have
need to
until?
vote on the 18th at the latest, because the warrant will close on August 21st. So that's
Okay.
why we wanted to bring it up for discussion, so you guys could think it over.
Yeah, does anybody want to, would anyone like to vote now, or you just want to wait till the 18th?
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Yeah.
Fred's good. Nick's pondering.
We can vote now.
Okay. Katie, you good?
Yeah, I could vote now, and then we're not so tied for time in case something came up.
Okay. Does anybody have any they're going to vote against? I can just do them all in one if not. All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion that we move the discussed zoning articles forward to the selectmen for the town meeting, the upcoming town meeting.
Second. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Thank you, Nick.
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Fred.
Fred Monaco, aye.
Kevin.
Kevin Campbell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Let's go back to the agenda.
All right, moving on to the minutes. Make a motion that we approve the minutes of June 9th, 2025 and June 23rd, 2025. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Thank you, Nick.
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Fred.
Fred Monaco, aye.
Kevin.
Kevin Campbell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. Greg, any staff report?
Just one thing that happened today, we got draft stormwater bylaw regulation changes from the DPW. They have a consultant helping them. They are not up to date with the state, so we're in non-compliance on this. So they will probably be bringing this to this special town meeting. We had a number of concerns because the way they have it drafted, they talk about a stormwater authority, and it can be the Board of Public Works, it could be the conservation agent or conservation commission, it could be the Board of Health agent. There are 3 articles. The first 2 don't involve the planning board, but the 3rd article, guess who the stormwater authority is? It's the planning board. And we would be anyone who is altering more than 1 acre of land would have to come before our board for a permit. It's not clear about public hearings. It's not clear about who's paying for the public hearings, et cetera. So there are a number of questions that Karen and I have sent a memo to the DPW staff highlighting some concerns. Make sure that you guys get that letter tomorrow. Karen, is there anything we should add to that?
No, I would just say that it's a general bylaw. I don't know if you.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did not say that. It's a general bylaw versus a zoning bylaw.
Yeah. And so it would be, there is an existing much simpler stormwater general bylaw that this would replace.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Greg?
Not on my side. Thank you.
Okay, anything from any updates from the board members on anything? Okay, seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's public meeting. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick,
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Campbell, aye.
Fred,
Fred Monaco, aye.
and Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, thanks for everyone being here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.